Bro, my skin actually looks like trash these days. Okay, what up, y'all? It's the homie Dame, and the year of Our Lady Aqua 2021 is coming to a close, and it was definitely an interesting year. For one, this YouTube channel started, at the beginning of 2021 in like March or something, and now here we are. Just that much closer to being the next PewDiePie. But it was also an interesting year for anime, a lot of great and not so great shows came out, and I'm gonna rate them all, cause I saw at least a good amount of them. But yeah, obviously this is going to be a subjective list, and the criteria is purely going to be how much did I like the show and how entertaining it was to me, right? Simple. And keep in mind, these are only going to be shows that had their first episode of whatever season it was in 2021. So no like, Jujutsu Kaisen, for example, because even though it was airing in 2021, the first episode debuted in 2020. But yeah, besides that, I'm just going to hop on my anime list, go to the seasonal animes, and start from winter 2021, and we'll go season by season. First up, we got Horimiya. I'm gonna say this is B tier. I actually liked Horimiya a lot because I hadn't read the manga before watching it, but after going back and reading the manga, the anime is definitely inferior, but it's still a fun watch, so B tier. Next, we got Mushoku Tensei. Oh, okay, I'm already getting into the hot takes. I didn't like Mushoku Tensei as much as a lot of other people I know did. And I know what y'all are thinking, Damian, you like ReZero so much, and ReZero wouldn't even be here without Mushoku Tensei. Yeah, that may be true, but I don't know. Something about Mushoku Tensei, man. Like, I like the characters, they're fun and interesting from a writing standpoint, but it's something about the tone of the show and some of the later writing decisions, and no, I'm not talking about what you think I'm talking about. I don't give a fuck about that, but yeah, just some other weird things that make the show, I don't know, it's not my thing, but I still think it's really good, so I'm gonna put it in B tier. Next is The Promised Neverland Season 2. Dr. Stone's Stone Wars. I actually didn't watch this. I read the Dr. Stone manga, and from what I remember, this was a cool arc, so I don't know. Let me know if y'all liked how the anime handled it. The Slime Isekai Season 2. I actually only watched just recently. It's actually pretty good. I was like okay on the first season, but I don't know. I had a lot of fun watching Season 2, so I'm gonna say B tier. ReZero Season 2 Part 2 is S tier. If y'all watch this channel, you know that ReZero is one of my favorite anime of all time, and the second season is incredible. Everything from the script to the animation to damn, it's really good. Wonder Egg Priority is like the most disappointing thing of all time, and it's such a fat L for me specifically, because I was pushing the show hard, because man, I really root for anime original shows, because I really want them to succeed, because I want more studios to be pushing out original content, and Wonder Egg Priority was so good until the end, and that's what it really needed to nail, so F tier. Quintessential Quintuplets Season 2. I love this show. It still doesn't hold a candle, not even a tiny little Bic lighter, to the manga, but it's still really fun, so I'm gonna say B tier. Redo of Healer. Okay, so I had already read the manga for this, and listen, y'all, I like edgelord revenge fantasies as much as the next guy, but Redo of a Hero, it's honestly kind of boring, and this is especially true for the manga. Like, not a lot happens, and sure, there are shocking, like, disturbing scenes, the kind that gets Twitter in an uproar, but like the characters are boring and the writing is boring. Yeah, I don't know, not my thing. D tier. Skate the Infinity is super underrated, dude. I went past a lot of people's radars, at least from what I've seen, so please check it out. It's super fun, it's entertaining, it's a good time. B tier. Beastars Season 2, I actually haven't finished yet, but Beastars is great, go watch that. Seven Deadly Sins, definitely didn't watch that shit. So I'm a Spider, so what? Not bad, but super forgettable, C tier. Kemono Jihen is another super forgettable show, but unlike the Spider Isekai, which is charming and fun, Kemono Jihen is like more edgelord type stuff, like Redo of Healer, so D tier. The Hidden Dungeon Only I Can Enter. This is a show that understands it's just supposed to be stupid fan service, like turn your brain off and enjoy, but there's not a lot to enjoy. There's a method to pulling off dumb titties and ass anime and doing it well, but this ain't it. F tier. Bottom tier character Tomozaki I haven't watched, but I read the manga. I know there's a light novel too. I'm assuming that's the OG version. But yeah, the manga is fine, I guess. No clue about the anime. Cells at Work Season 2 I did not watch, but I watched Cells at Work Season 1 and I love that. So if this is anywhere near similar, then I'm sure it's great. At the very least, it can't be a worse Season 2 than, well... Suppose a kid from the last Dungeon Boonies moved to a starter... suppose a kid from the last Dungeon Boonies moved to a starter town, or whatever the fuck stupid light novel title this has. You already know what this show is about. Kid appears weak, he's actually strong. That's the show, F tier. Log Horizon. I haven't watched it either. Fuck me. I gotta catch up on Log Horizon. That shit is so good, it's not even funny. Cells at Work Black, haven't seen as well. Yuru Camp is fire, as always, actually. Damn. I really like Yuru Camp. Not a slice of life, by the way, because that genre doesn't exist. A tier. World Trigger. I don't give a fuck about this show. I know people like it a lot, and it's fine, just not my thing, so I don't know. See. Other Side Picnic could have been so good. Like, I get what the point is, but the show never really hits its stride, you feel me? I don't know. It ended up just being another forgettable show, so D tier. Nanan Biori is my shit, dude. This season was super heartfelt, surprisingly deep from an emotional perspective, and you know, cute girls doing cute things, man. Gotta give it an A tier. Okay, now we got X-Arm. I mean, okay, it's not a secret that this show sucks, but I actually think it's to the point where it's so bad it's good. Like, I had so much fun watching this with a group of people and just ragging on it, so just off that entertainment value alone, I'm gonna give it a C tier. Heaven's Design Team, I didn't watch that. Kai Byoi Ramune. What? Jesus, okay. I'm starting to realize that maybe making the title ranking every 2021 anime was a mistake, because there are like hundreds of shows here I haven't even heard of. Alright, whatever though, let's move on to the spring season. My Hero Academia Season 5. Sucks. I don't know. I stopped caring about My Hero Academia like 2 seasons ago. I'm still reading the manga, but I really could not care less about the anime. D tier. Tokyo Revengers is, it's great, man. Check out my commentary videos, shameless plug. But yeah, this was a show that turned out to be a lot better than I thought. I was thinking like it was gonna be like a goofy, embarrassing shonen, but it's actually really good. I'm gonna say B tier. To Your Eternity, I'm actually not done watching this yet, but I've watched enough to know that the show is fire. I have some problems with it, but I don't know, that's a whole different video, but yeah. This is a really well-crafted show with a lot of thought put into it by Yoshitoki Oima. Yeah, I'd say this show is S tier. Ijira Naide Nagatoro-san, man. I don't know why this show got so much hate. It's actually such a solid rom-com. Some of y'all were really projecting, talking about, I can't stand watching the senpai, or, you know, I can't stand watching girls like Nagatoro. Like, you can watch and enjoy fiction, even though there are characters you would hate in real life. B tier for Nagatoro. Higehiro started off really good, and then it ended up being not as good. I don't know. I thought that the show was gonna be more insightful than it was. I mean, if I just gotta keep it 100, it was just bland and boring. D tier. 86. I know a lot of people really like this show, and this is probably the biggest show that I haven't fully watched yet. I just started watching the show. You can see me talk about it a little bit in my opening ranking videos, another shameless plug. But yeah, just from the little bit I've watched, I can tell the show is going to slap. But for now, let me not say anything. Okay. So remember when I was talking about anime originals? So on one hand, you can have Wonder Egg Priority, and on the other hand, you can have shows like Vivy. And if you've watched Vivy, you don't need me to tell you how good it is. And if you haven't watched Vivy, just put down whatever dog shit show you're watching right now and go watch it. It's beautiful, it's insightful, it's a tearjerker, it's insane, man. Again, you don't need me to tell you why it's good. Everybody already talked about this show and said everything that needs to be said, so S tier. How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, didn't watch that. Fruits Basket, I haven't seen, but I've read the manga. We all know Fruits Basket is goated, so I'm sure this season is amazing. Combatants will be dispatched. This is that show where I don't know. A lot of y'all told me like, "Damn, this is your show, man. It's hilarious. It's like Konosuba. You love Konosuba, right?" This ain't no Konosuba. It wants to be Konosuba. It thinks it's Konosuba. It's not, because it forgets the most important part that makes Konosuba good, which is likable characters that are fun to watch despite their flaws. D tier. Aha, here we go. This is my pick for anime of the year so far. There are a few very close contenders, you know, Vivi, Tier Eternity, and some others that I'll mention later. But Odd Taxi is my favorite anime of 2021, and in fact, it's one of my favorite anime to come out within like the past few years. Actually, I know, not really a controversial opinion. By now, I'm sure you've heard at least a little bit or something about how good Odd Taxi is. Again, it's like Vivi, right? If you've seen it, you don't need me to tell you why it's so good, and if you haven't seen it, just go watch it. You can turn off this video. I don't care if you ruin my average viewer retention time or whatever. Just go watch it. The only reason I could see people not liking it is if you're like 15 and you're like, "Ugh, what is this boring shit? I want to go watch Jujutsu Kaisen." Because, you know, this doesn't feel like an anime. It feels like an actual show. You know, you feel me? Like in another universe, this would be an HBO series, or I don't know, something similar to like BoJack Horseman or something. I don't know. Odd Taxi, S tier. Shaman King. Oh no, this is so sad because I was looking forward to this show. I was so excited because I'm a big fan of the manga. I watched the original anime way back in the day too, but it's just not good, bro. It feels very dated, and yeah, it's such a shame, man. F tier. What a shame. What a shame. Rom-com where the childhood friend won't lose. I was gonna watch this, then I realized I had better things to do. Eden Zero is about what I expected it to be. I didn't like Fairy Tail and I don't like this. Is it better than Fairy Tail? Who cares? F tier. Zombieland Saga Revenge. Now, okay. This is where I need to remind some of y'all, this is my subjective list based on my personal enjoyment of the show. You know, putting aside my objective analysis brain and putting on my anime fanboy brain. S tier, bro. This shit is so fire, and you know what? It's legitimately good from a writing standpoint and from a production standpoint as well. The live segments look a little bit better, you know, with all the CGI, and there's some great animation moments outside of that. But yeah. I mentioned Odd Taxi being the anime of the year, but this is anime of the year in my heart. Moriarty the Patriot Season 2, I didn't even know there was a Season 1 to keep it real. Megalobox is one I gotta watch. I've been meaning to get on that because Season 1 was heat. Okay, here we go. Shadow House is actually not bad. It kind of got the Promised Neverland treatment where the ending was like, because the manga isn't complete. So, yeah, if I'm not wrong, right? But yeah, I actually like this show a lot. I'm gonna say, yeah, I'll say C tier because it wasn't that bad. What the fuck is this show? This looks like a Miyazaki movie. SSSS Dynazenon. I never figured out how to say that. Y'all know I'm a big Studio Trigger fanboy, so I had to watch this, and it was okay. So if y'all don't know, this is like a pseudo sequel to Gridman, or like they're in the same universe or something. And I was already kind of lukewarm on Gridman, and this show is pretty mid too, so I'm gonna say C tier. Super Club is slept on in my opinion. I like this a lot more than I thought. I thought it was gonna be a generic slice of life, and it kind of is, but there's a real charm to it, and I don't know. I enjoyed it a lot for some reason. I'm gonna say B tier. Pretty Boy Detective Club. Okay. So I already said I'm a Studio Trigger fanboy, but I'm also a Studio Shaft fanboy too. So I had to watch this show, and I liked it, but it was a little messy writing-wise. I understand that's kind of the style, but it wasn't done in a way that showed like, yeah, Nisio Isin really has a handle on where this is going, and it felt very meandering writing-wise. But yeah, I still liked it a lot, so I'm gonna say B tier. What the fuck? There was a Godzilla anime? Why did I not watch this? I'm a big Godzilla fan, actually. Dragon Goes House Hunting. Is that the dragon? Yikes. The Way of the House Husband. This one was kind of an L, because people were put off by the animation style, and the thing is, we already knew it was going to be like that going in. Just read the manga, man. The manga's always the move. But even still, the jokes still land, in my opinion, and everything that carries over from the manga, like the characters are still fun, and the scenarios are still fun. It's not the worst thing, man. I'm gonna say C tier. Record of Ragnarok. I'm reading the manga for that, so I didn't watch it. Okay, here we go, baby. When I was talking about contenders for anime of the year, man, look at this shit right here. Link Click. Which out of all the competition Odd Taxi has for anime of the year, I think this one comes the closest to actually beating it, man. This could be the anime of the year. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll wake up and decide Link Click is better. But yeah, go watch this. It's amazing. Again, it doesn't feel like it's an anime because, you know, it's actually good. And anime sucks, so S tier. Moving on to summer 2021, we have, okay, I talked about Zombieland Saga being best in my heart, and this could be another, but I unironically think it's one of the best shows of the year. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid S. Look, I know people like deep introspective thematics, like, oh, you gotta talk about the meaning of life, or question human existence, or you gotta hit the hard topics like war, or assault and slavery, and that's what's considered good writing, but man, it takes just as much skill to take simple ideas and present them in a way that's poignant, insightful, and that can really hit you as deep as the heavier stuff. That's Miss Kobayashi, man. It's just the simple themes, like relating to people who are different, getting along with their families, struggling at work, being lonely. I don't know, man. Just watch the show. It's so good. Don't be a fucking lame dude who's like, I can't watch Slice of Life. S tier. The detective is already dead. Oh no. Okay. This show kind of got a bad rep because people were baited by the first episode, but I honestly like the show a lot. It was pretty fun for what it is, so C tier. The case study of Vanitas. I watched a little bit of it after I reviewed the OP, but it wasn't really my thing. But it wasn't bad though, so let me not clown on it. Kanojo mo Kanojo gets an F tier because you should just go read 100 Kanojo instead, because it came first and it does everything Kanojo mo Kanojo does but better. Remake Our Life, I don't care about. How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom, I don't care about that show either. I think I watched like an episode and was like, yeah, I'm good. Sonny Boy is really great, but it's not as smart as people think it is. The reputation that this is like a super confusing, oh, you need like 200 IQ to understand. It's not that crazy, but I still really liked it, so I'm gonna say B tier. Jahi-sama, I haven't watched yet, but it's on my list. That villainous show. What the fuck are all these shows? Ida 10 Deities, I didn't really like that. People were recommending it to me, and I watched it, and I was like, yeah, whatever. D tier. Mother of the Goddess Dormitory, I really wanted to like, because, you know, you gotta have that good ecchi every season, but, the show was kind of whack. D tier. Fena Pirate Princess was so disappointing, bro. Like, so it was a collab between Crunchyroll and Adult Swim, and man, all these ideas were there, but I don't know. I don't know if it was a production thing, but they did not stick to execution because the show felt directionless, the script was messy. I still kind of liked it. Like, I enjoyed watching it, so I'm gonna say C tier. I'm Standing on a Million Lives Season 2. There was a season 1? Oh wait, didn't the dude who wrote this also work on High School DxD or something? I don't know if that's true. Someone tell me if I'm wrong. The Honor and Magic High School. I can already guess what the entire plot of this show is. Cheat Kosushi no Slow Life. This is actually kind of fire, man. I only watched a few episodes, so let me not rate it, but for what it is, it's a really comfy watch, man. And that's all you can really ask for with these type of shows. I don't know. Maybe I'll finish it sometime. Oh my god, the Madoka Magica side story. This show is a fucking nightmare, man. Especially considering the OG Madoka Magica is like one of the greatest animes to ever be made. What the fuck is this shit? I don't even know why I watched it. F tier. Should I talk about Boruto here? I mean, it's pretty good, but maybe read the manga. That's what I'm doing. Oh, I can talk about Star Wars Visions though. Didn't like it. But then again, I kind of hate Star Wars, so take that how you will. I'm one of those boomer purists who thinks that Star Wars should have only just been 2 movies and that's it. So yeah, all this extra shit that's come out, whatever. F tier. Did anyone actually watch this movie? I feel like no one was talking about it. Maybe when it starts streaming, but yeah, people talked about the Demon Slayer movie, but not this, and it's kind of crazy, man. Did it do well at the box office? Does anybody know? Don't bother commenting. I don't really care. Alright, let's move on to fall 2021, starting with Komi-san. Yay! Netflix really played the fans of this series with their rollout and like all the bad subtitles, but the show is great. I've said before I wasn't a fan of the manga, but so far this is pretty good, so I'm gonna say B tier. Talked OP. I was really pushing this too when it came out, and I still think it's good, but I'm losing a little bit of faith, you know. It's like, where are we going with this? Let me not rate it now. I don't know. Platinum End is like the worst thing ever. It wants to be like Death Note and Mirai Nikki, but it's not. F tier. Miracle-chan is great. I really like the manga, and surprise, surprise, I like the anime too. I know a lot of people are like, it's boring, too much fan service. It's fine, man. That's the fun of the show. And plus, it only gets better, so A tier. Blue Period, bro. I know I sound like a broken record, but just read the manga, man. Honestly, the anime is still good, but it's like Horimiya, man. The show is fine, but once you go manga, you never go back. I don't know. A tier. World's Finest Assassin. I might actually hate this show. I don't even know why I'm watching it, but I have this sickening suspicion that this will become a so bad it's good type show, and that just... I don't know how to feel about that. D tier for now, but we'll see. We'll see. My Senpai is Annoying is one of the sleepers of the season, in my opinion. The show is heat, man. It's everything you'd expect a show like this to be, you know, sweet, endearing, funny, and the main couples have great chemistry. It's just a fun show, man. The manga is good too, but let me chill saying the manga stuff, man. This is an anime video. A tier. Banished from the Heroes Party, I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside. I'm watching right now. I don't really like it, but I see why it's gotten some buzz. It's not like the worst thing. Osama ranking. Okay, this is interesting. I feel like this could be a late round contender for anime of the year, you feel me? If y'all saw when I reviewed the opening, I didn't even know this was getting an adaptation, because the manga, as far as I know, barely has any chapters translated in English, and the show is already like passing the source material, so who knows where it's gonna go, but it's really good. This is another one where it's like, I'm sure you've heard the hype and it's all true. I'll say, because you know it's not finished and there's a lot of upwards potential, I'm gonna say B tier for now with like tentative A or even S potential. Trust me, it's good. Stone Ocean, obviously, at the time this is being recorded, there are only 12 episodes out. You can watch my commentary for them here. Of course, it's way too early to judge anything, but I really like the season so far. Jolene is a lot of fun, the fights have been hype, and the story is interesting, but I gotta troll the JoJo fans a little bit, because you know people are gonna skip around and not watch the context. So let me tilt them a little bit. Let me do a little trolling. Next on the list is Stone Ocean. Honestly, a garbage season and one of the worst JoJo parts so far. In fact, JoJo as a whole franchise is actually garbage. Stone Ocean, F tier. Okay. Last but not least, well, maybe last and most anticlimactic is Demon Slayer Season 2, which at the time I'm recording only has like one episode out, and it's good, I guess. Again, obviously I can't rate it now because it's too early, but just to tilt people, Demon Slayer Season 2, F tier. Okay, that's almost every 2021 anime, or at least every anime that I care to talk about. Really great year if you ask me. There are a lot of potential greats that dropped, a lot of good continuation seasons, and yeah, man, so much to look forward to in 2022. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. I make a bunch of anime and manga videos, and I have a Patreon too. Please give me your money. But yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching, and that's the video. Peace.